Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Let's just take a moment and get centered in prayer. Just sit with your spine straight and both feet on the floor if you can. Uncross your hands and ankles, your earlobes. And just let your shoulders fall away from those ears. And let's take a deep breath in. A little pause at the top and slowly release. Another deep breath in. A little bit more. And release. The breath connects us mind, body, and spirit. And it connects us in this moment, one with another. Fully present. And fully connected. With our consciousness, with our intention, we become one in this moment. We've all come here today both to be a blessing and to receive a blessing. And we sanctify this time together. For this and so much more, we simply say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. So welcome to Unity of Little Rock. We're glad to see everybody here today. I'm Reverend Beverly Pryor, and I'm going to be your speaker for the day. We'll have lots of people participating, and we'll have some fun. We are an unapologetically inclusive organization. This is a Unity Worldwide position. And it's not just a position, it's our heart. We believe that there's value in diversity, and that can only be exchanged and expressed and known through inclusivity. We want everyone to feel welcome and a part of this community. And if for any reason anyone, myself included, we don't somehow we unintentionally don't honor whatever it is that you feel strongly about, just let us know. Because that's how we learn together and we grow and we understand one another. So this group, most of you, participated in our mission, vision, and values. So as I was mentioning, most people in this room participated in our recent mission, vision, and values activity with Reverend Becky, which was a lot of fun, a lot of fantastic energy. So this is the new, slightly updated, because it's not a whole lot different from our old vision statement, but this one came from this group of people. So if you can see it, can you see it well enough on the screen that we can all say it together? Unity of Little Rock, we have this vision of a unified, diverse world, embracing divine connection and inclusion for all. Well done. Now let's try this one. Our mission statement. This is our action. This is how we're going to be in the world. To shine light, peace, and love by empowering and transforming lives through experiences of service and community. So this morning we've had a lot of service already as people have joined together to try to overcome whatever I was doing about the setup of the Zoom and so forth. Let's see, Angel, you're doing Christ Candle, right? So Angel is going to come forth today and light our Christ candle. Do you need to stand over here? No.
For every being, Christ's light shines through each of us, illuminating the world around us. Each one of us is a keeper of the light. As we light our Christ candle, we remember that Jesus Christ said, "Let your light shine." For each one of us is given a light to keep and to illuminate the world. You are a radiating center of Christ's light. Your spirit is a contagious influence for good. It is the greatest gift that you can share with the world.
Thank you, Angel. That was beautiful. And many of you are familiar with the greeting Namaste, which means the light in me beholds the light in you. Thank you. All right, so we'll together make our opening statement. Dave, you want to come forward? Got the microphone right there.
Good morning. Good morning. And welcome, everybody. Excuse me. If you'll join me in repeating the opening statement together. There is only one presence
and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good,
the omnipotent.
omnipotent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And we know God is all, and that is good, and all things, and sometimes we name them not good, but that's where we put our focus and our intention, and we affirm that God is good in our lives. So do we have anybody here for the first time today? No? All right, well, welcome anyway. So this is where we're going to welcome, as we would with our first timers, our new members. So recently we held a membership class, and those who decided to have let us know that they would like to become members. And so Angela and Jeanette, if you would come forward. So roses have long been considered in many belief systems to be a symbolic, come on in, to be, that's all, they don't need to read that, to be symbolic of the unfolding, the opening up. Sometimes it's in front of the third eye for opening our intuition. Sometimes it's in front of the heart as we're opening our heart center. So we have white roses that represent our purity of love and appreciation for each one of you. And they have uniquely purple around the edges, which is representative of that Christ consciousness. And so I thought they were really beautiful, and we love you and we bless you. And we're going to do that in just a second. But Rev Russ has a few little things that he wants to bring to you as well.
I have here a certificate of membership for each of you. There's also a pin on this, and you'll see the pin to me is wonderfully playful in that it's just a group of people holding hands in circle, dancing wildly and having fun. And to me, that's symbolic of what you're joining. Joining hands here in this wonderful dancing fun, outrageous group. So thank you and welcome to Unity of Little Rock. That's for you, Angela, and for you, Jeanette. Thank you.
So I didn't make a slide for this, but do you all remember the blessing that goes, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are? If you don't remember it, just mouth it along with us. But those of you who know it, say it. I'm sorry, I forgot to make a slide. So Angela and Jeanette, we love you, We bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. Namaste. Jeanette, here you go. Okay, so we have 2 new members. And you know, membership, we don't make a big deal about it. Some places, make that a thing. The thing about becoming a member is that it shows your commitment to the community. And it also, if you want to get involved in the governing of the organization, you need to be a member. So otherwise you can keep coming as long as you'd like without declaring membership. As a matter of fact, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore never meant to start a movement. They had a prayer circle, and they invited people to come and learn about the power of prayer and how using universal principles of truth could empower you to change your lives in any way you might want to. So that takes us to prayer request. And as I mentioned, Charles Myrtle Fillmore began really with bringing people together to demonstrate prayer. And as they would have healings and life changes, they would write these newsletters, and those started getting shared with different people, and they would put some of the teachings in, and it just grew and grew and grew. But it's the core of who we are at Unity, that we embrace and we live from the consciousness of prayer. So many of you know that you can pick up the phone and call Silent Unity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Dave was sharing with me that he recently did that. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Dave. And I love to tell people, it's like you can hear that moment whenever that prayer just really drops in when they're praying with you. You just know that at that moment, the consciousness of that individual who's hearing the voice of the person who's praying. I should have done a few little exercises this morning to loosen up my face. When that person's praying with you and you feel the shift, it's real, it's vibratory, it's resonant with your soul. So here's the number if you would ever like to call. You can also go online and submit a prayer to unity.org. And Angel was sweet enough to create a prayer submission on our website. So did you create that? You were doing this back there.
We took it down.
Oh, we took it down. So I need to update. Well, you should have told me. So now don't do that. Don't go there. Just go to unity.org.
So how about you call Beverly Russ?
Yeah,
And pray with us.
that's right.
We've prayed a time or two before.
That's right. We can pray with you anytime, and we can pray with you this morning, which we will do. But you can also submit a prayer request to the prayer box, and then we'll pray over that. We don't have to read them out. We just pray knowing in consciousness that energy and that substance, that presence in the universe that we know and we call God, knows what your request is. So let's take all of that into prayer right now. If you're comfortable, again, closing your eyes and just being in the stillness. Let's take a deep breath in. And we know that breath takes us back to that moment when just this morning we declared our oneness. We declared our unity of consciousness, and we move into that space and we claim our good as that teacher and way shower we call Jesus taught us to do, to make a statement, to claim, because that's what the power that we have in this universe. We can call forth our good. So it doesn't matter if the request is for finances or relationship, for health, no matter what it is. Maybe it's a career challenge. Whatever it is, there's nothing too great or too small for that which we call God. And we know in this moment, as we set that intention, as we call forth that energy, that power, and that substance, presence within all of us, that we say it is done. And so it is, and in gratitude and appreciation, we say thank you. Amen. So on the tables, you'll find these little booklets that are for the Lenten season. And you can still pick it up. There's about a week left of readings, I think. It goes through. But you could start from the beginning again. The great thing about the booklet every year is about letting go of things that don't serve us. And, some of these things you might not think about until you read the little page about it. Like, I release overindulgence, just happened to be the one that I pulled up right now. So that's probably for me to think about. But all those different little ways in which we eliminate things in our 3D human experience that are holding us back, that are keeping us from expressing in our highest and our best. That's the whole purpose of the Lenten season, is to reflect and renew and release those things. And so be sure to take one of those booklets. If you want to share a booklet with someone else take an extra one. But it's a beautiful time of year, and we don't do a whole lot with it just yet because we're a small group, and it'd be the same 3 people that came to every little thing. But it's, like this Holy Week, this is Palm Sunday, it's the beginning of Holy Week, and there are a lot of opportunities for things like Maundy, Thursday, and Good Friday, and things like that, that as we grow, we'll be able to incorporate and bring more of you into that experience and in creating those experiences. And that those of you who were here last year, you might remember we had a unique Easter experience where we did a release ceremony, and we will do something very similar to that next week. And so I think that's something that you'll enjoy and we'll enjoy together. So Angela, now is the time for the daily word.
Early before.
Yeah. We switch it up on you.
I see. All right. Today's daily word is Palm Sunday. And the affirmation is, on Palm Sunday, I celebrate the divine presence within. Today is Palm Sunday, the commemoration of Jesus' arrival in Jerusalem that symbolizes the awakening of the Christ awareness in humankind. Those who followed Jesus into Jerusalem shouted, "Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord." Imagining this joyous scene, I feel inspired to follow Jesus' actions and express more and more of the love, peace, joy, and light of my Christ nature. As Holy Week begins, I open my heart and mind to more fully embody and share the Christ of my being. I feel blessed knowing others around the world are doing the same. Together, we bring peace and healing to the world and to one another, fulfilling the promise of Jesus. From John 12:13, so they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, "Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord." So let us say our affirmation together. I
Celebrate the divine presence within.
Okay,
I shortened it.
that's all right.
Not intentionally, I just realized I did that when you read it. I do the whole meditation experience a little bit differently, so you'll have to just take a deep breath and enjoy the ride. So we're going to listen to a song, and then I will lead you in a guided meditation, and then we will, with our eyes closed and staying in the stillness, listen to another song, because songs have power and they have resonance, and we really want to take it in. And I've selected these songs specifically for this purpose. So let's begin. Just get yourself comfortable and uncross your feet and your legs. Let your spine be straight and fully let the chair support you. And together, let's take a deep breath in and release. Just breathing normally in your own rhythm. Bring your attention to your breath. Just noticing as the breath is moving in and out of your nostrils. Bring your attention to that transition between the breath. No longer breathing in and not yet breathing out. A little gap. Not even a pause. Just noticing. Now allow your attention to follow that breath as it moves deeper and deeper within. Deeper and deeper still. To the very center of your being. Your secret place of the Most High. Where you know the words are true. That you are love. You are peace. And you are joy in this world. Allow this truth of your being to resonate with every cell of your body. This truth of your being enlivening and energizing and healing mind, body, and spirit. Rest in this truth. In a moment of silence. continuing to breathe in your own rhythm, knowing you are breathing in the infinite. You are an expression of the divine. For this truth and so much more, we say thank you. Thank you, thank you. When you're ready, you can wiggle your toes or your feet, your fingers, your hands, and slowly open your eyes. Give yourself a moment to adjust. I needed that shift. We were all in our head with all the Zoom stuff this morning. I could barely talk, and now I feel so much more connected. I hope you do too. Connected with myself and with you. So last week, Reverend Becky introduced the theme of the month, being in action. So today, because it's Palm Sunday, and we're going to talk about some of the historical things that happened back a few thousand years ago, a couple thousand, we're going to talk about a path of action. So we know that we've set now our path forward with a mission and a vision, and some of you have been helping with core value statements, and we're moving, we're putting into action some of the things that we want to see come forward. Last week I reminded you, because you all know, and some of you might find this new, but most of you know, our 5 principles with unity. We like to use the hand. God is, I am, I think, I pray, I do, right? Together. God is, I am, I think, I pray, I do. God is everywhere present. God is the all. I am an expression of that. You are an expression of that. Sometimes people have a hard time with that one. That is a barrier because we've been told otherwise in this world. But whoever told you that, and sometimes it's just our collective consciousness on the 3D level, they're wrong. You are divine. You are. You are fully and wholly an expression of that. So is a leaf on the tree. Everything in this existence is an expression of God. And we know as human beings, we actually have what we call in unity, the power of mind to action. In the ancient Egyptian terms, they call it mentalism. But we know that our thoughts have resonant energy that is creative and causes an effect in this world. So through our thoughts and our words, and especially our actions, we are co-creating constantly. Not co-creating like, okay, what do you think, God? And let me tell you, we're one with that energy, right? So by the time we recognize a desire in our heart, that was already placed in our heart by that which we call God and that which we name good. It was already resonating in the world. So if there's something that you're not getting, I invite you today to consider getting out of your own way, because nothing else is in your way. The block starts here with us. So prayer and meditation is one powerful way that we get out of the way. We sit and we connect in with that which is everything, that which is all. And all the solutions are there with us. A relative of mine recently was expressing frustration, and I said, well, have you gone out and listened to the trees lately? And she kind of laughed, but you know what? A couple of days later, she said, I was on a walk, and I was listening to the trees, and, and that's just one way of saying it, right? The trees are representative of all that there is in this world. And if you are listening when you're walking in trees, you will get that divine guidance, because it's everywhere. It's in someone else who happens to walk up, and maybe you accidentally overhear someone else's conversation, but that's a question. That's the answer to the question that you had on your mind. We're all interconnected, and there's no separation whatsoever, regardless of what we've been told, regardless of the fearmongers who want you to believe that everybody is an other. There is no other. because we're all one. So the last one is I do. Knowing and understanding spiritual law, knowing and understanding truth, that's just the first step. That's the foundation. You have to put what you know into action in your life. You have to know the principle and trust the principle to be outworking. So that's the fifth one that we're talking about today. Knowing and understanding spiritual law is simply the foundation, and we have to put truth into action. So that is, when we talk about this story of Palm Sunday, and you may or may not be familiar with it, right? There was a certain time of year that everybody had to go to Jerusalem and pay their taxes. And Jesus also was with a group that were going into Jerusalem at this time. But people had been hearing about Jesus's teachings and the miracles that have been happening. And of course, you know, he was a good Jewish rabbi. And so he was being challenged not only by the Pharisees, but also by the Jewish colleagues who were saying, well, who are you? And he said, I'm not here to dispute the law, I'm here to fulfill the law. And what he meant by that, there was a prophecy back in the old Hebrew scriptures by Elijah that said that exactly what we're going to talk about, that there would be a Messiah, as they called it in those days, who comes into Jerusalem riding not only on a donkey, but the calf of a donkey, which means the young, immature consciousness of this humble, and a donkey represents humility. But what was happening is, as Angela beautifully read in the Daily Word, people decided to get palm leaves, and they were waving them in the air, and they were calling out, and they were also laying down, and they were creating a path. And this is what the prophecy said in Zechariah 9:9 from the Hebrew scriptures. Rejoice greatly, O daughter Zion. Shout aloud, O daughter Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you. Triumphant and victorious is he, humble and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey. So this was in the consciousness of the people, right? This prophecy had been out there, and Jesus was fulfilling it by arriving in this way. And at the same time, what was happening is soldiers, Roman soldiers, were coming in on the other side of town, big, loud horses. He's on a little humble donkey over here. You can see the contrast, right? This is a great movie build-up to, it's, you know, creating that arc in the story, that they're coming in to collect the taxes, and he's coming in humbly, and they're bringing in fear and intimidation, and he's bringing in humility and love. So where the people are standing back from the Roman soldiers, but they're praising and they're welcoming the humility and the teachings of Jesus. So that was not making people happy, the Romans. It says, Jesus entered humbly on a donkey with love and gentleness, while Pontius Pilate entered powerfully with soldiers and a domination. And we see that happening all the time, right? Yin and yang. And one is not good and one bad. We tend to want to do that as a human being, say, oh, that is bad and this is good. It's two sides of the same coin, right? It's yin and yang. And there's a place for all of that, but it also made some people unhappy. So here's where the palm leaves come in. Hosanna, Hosanna. The praise and adoration, they were saying, Yashana, which is, oh save, oh save. Yashana, they were singing to him. So they were creating a path. And what I'd like to bring to you today in this story is it's not so much about what happened thousands of years ago. What I want to talk to you about today is your path. What palms are you laying down to create a path for your consciousness, for the outworking of the law in your own life? This is what takes us back to the 5 principles. Our thoughts and our words and our actions are creating that path of consciousness. And that is the path through which we create everything in our life. It's not just when you make a list once a year. You know, you want to, at the burning bowl ceremony, you write down things you want to get rid of and you burn it up, and then you claim your word at the white bowl. Those are two events in the year, but every single day when you wake up, you can claim your blessing. You can say, today I'm going to be a blessing and I'm going to find my blessing. I'm going to open my eyes and my ears and I'm going to look around and I'm going to see, where is my blessing coming from? And you can name it something small, and once you do that, things will start showing up. It's just that way our brain works. I don't know if you like brain science or not, but there's a wonderful book by, she's a psychiatrist and a brain scientist named Tara Swart. She's written The Source. But she shows exactly why this is true through brain science. But once we start looking for something, we find more of that. Last week I read the scripture, focus on what is true, what is excellent. I don't remember the whole quote, I didn't put it in here. But when we focus on that, we find more of it. That's true for prosperity, it's true for love, it's true for connection. So if you find yourself angsting and talking about what you don't have, take a deep breath. Change your mind in that moment and decide to look for what you do have. Decide to look for where that good is. And you begin to lay the path of abundance and prosperity and joy and love and goodness. In John 14:4, this is when Jesus was, it was during this time, this whole build-up, before what we talk about next week. But they were asking Jesus all these questions. How, what are we supposed to do and how do we move on and all this? And he said, and you know the way to the place where I'm going. You know the way to the place where I'm going. So he knew that these things were building, right? That choices would be made and things would be done. He had that knowingness. And he was trying to prepare these people that he'd been teaching to continue on. He goes, you know where I'm going. But this is also where we can all go, right? It's not death. It's life from within. It's knowing where we are. You know the place I'm going. I'm going within because that's where I exist everywhere. And they were saying, no, we don't know. We don't know where that is. And later on in that same John 14 chapter, he says, do you not believe that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? Just like what I was saying, right? God is in everything. Substance, source. It expresses in every possible way. I am in that which is everything, and that which is everything is in me. Again, to the Hermetic principles. The all is in all, and all is in the all. That is from ancient Egypt. These are the Hermetic teachings from way back when. He says, the words that I say to you, I do not speak on my own, but the Father, the consciousness within me, who dwells in me, does his work, does the work. The consciousness does the work. So when you mind your consciousness, when you're careful with your, and I don't mean careful in a fearful way, I mean just choosing, just being alert, just being conscious, listening to your words. When you start paying attention and you choose, it's the consciousness that outworks the good in your life. It's not just the list, it's not just the actions, it's the consciousness that you create by being aware of your thoughts and your words and your actions.
The verse that comes to me is the daily renewing of our mind.
Yes.
Hearing that younger, and it's changed and what it means to me now. But the older I get, the more important I realize that is, because it'll get away from you quick.
Yes.
Every day, recentering around that.
Every day. That's a good point, Michael. Every single day. I do. I have at least 4 things I read from every morning. During COVID, I had 11 at one point that I read every day, something from each one of those, because I needed to, because I could feel the energy of the collective going frazzled. But you're right, Michael, we really have to commit to ourselves. You're not committing to something outside of yourself. You're committing to yourself. It's not about being the best person you can be. It's about coming from the truth of who you already are. You know? You quoted sort of Paul, and Paul's not my favorite writer in the Bible, right? I have lots of objections, but he did say, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Every day, choose a little bit of time in the morning and also before you go to sleep. Get off the social media and get off the whatever and find something that you read that you know will take you back to that good place. Listen to some music. You know, I played several so far today, several musics from what we call the posse music genre, because the words are uplifting and the music, it has high vibrations, but it takes you to a brighter path. You are laying down for yourself a path of empowerment, of knowing who you are in the world. And when you tell the world, and I don't mean tell the world boastfully, but I mean when you show up telling the world who you are, the world believes you. When you show up knowing you are love, and you are peace, and you are joy, then that's what people experience in your presence. And there is no greater gift in my book than to show up as this. Now, I introduced this to you last week, and I talked long, so I wanted to bring it back because I sort of touched on it, but I wanted to go a little bit more and just really talk about this. When we have, this is our mindset, right? Life happens, we know this is true, but life either happens to me, and what is that? That's victim consciousness, right? Oh, it happened to me. I didn't have anything to do with it. This happens to me. You are nowhere close to being empowered when you have the consciousness of life happens to me. It's very much in our collective, and we have to sort of prepare our mind every day so that we don't easily get sucked in it. But then when you start seeing that you can make choices, then you can say life happens by me because I made these choices. But as you begin to work on your consciousness, then you realize you're a co-creative power and life is happening through me because I've chosen to co-create with that source, with that energy in the universe that is everything. Everything. But eventually you realize life happens by me. Life happens by me, as me, not by me. Life happens as me. Life happens as me because I am in my knowingness. I no longer have to co-create because I understand and I accept the power that lies within me that expresses as me. Not just through me, but as me. And I protect that. Right? I protect my thoughts and my words. I take care of, I'm mindful of the conversations that I engage in, the energy that I put out, and the energy I allow to be in my life. So that's how we move through this continuum to where we understand that life is happening as me. Because why? Because I am life. I am the very power. In Unity, we call it one of your spiritual powers. Life happens as you because I am. I am is a powerful statement. And I know I've said this a million times because I said it just a couple of weeks ago. But I am. Be careful with those words. I am. I am love. I am peace. I am joy. Maybe not all the time, because we know we're fully human and fully divine. But through the truth of our divine nature, we are those things. And the more that we condition ourselves and our consciousness to experience it, the more we express it in the world. So I'm giving you homework, as I always do. Nobody else gives you homework around here. Come on. You got to do some work every day. Your weekly practice is to go within, get still. And for me, breath is my way to really know. That's how I connect in with my truth, the truth of my being. I focus on my breath and then I connect. I feel so much better after that meditation than I did when we first started. But you know, you have a knowingness within you. And I know you've had those moments where you don't intellectually know how you know, but you know. That is more and more prevalent the more that you condition your mind and your heart and your soul and your body to come together in the moment of knowing, which we call prayer and meditation. So that's your assignment for the week. Thank you all for being here today. It's been lovely. And we have a few little things, but first we'll take up a love offering. If you have something to share with us today, looks like Roger has the basket and he'll come around. If you have something to share, just put it in your hands. And some of you might be using the little QR code. Some of you might be writing a check. Whatever you're doing, just hold your intention. Some of you might be already giving automatically online. Whatever it is that you have to share today, hold it in your hand, in your consciousness, and we'll bless it together. And for those of you online, you can go to our website, or you can use this QR code if you've got your phone out. But you might be watching on your phone, so that would be hard. So let's say our offertory blessing, which the way that this is written, have you noticed? This is about the expression. But you know, money is only a form of energy. It's a form of currency. It's one that we exchange readily, but it's a form of currency. So let's say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I send it forth with my blessings and my love. So we also appreciate offerings of service. A lot of you came in this morning. Michael is helping with AV, as well as Angel. Angela made sure that we had all of our setup over there organized. Dave brought in these beautiful flowers and little Easter baskets. Who else did that? Let's see, Russ was here, of course, helping out. You know, Russ and Jeannie and I, who speak regularly, we're volunteers. So this whole community experience is a volunteer experience. And if you have a way in which you would like to contribute, just let us know, because this is what we do. We come together as a collective to create an experience for one another. Monday is Self-Care Club online at 7.
And we canceled, but we will be meeting. We canceled last week, but we will be.
Oh, okay, we canceled, but we'll be meeting. Last week, you didn't have it, but this week you will. Tomorrow it's on. And Oneness Blessing on Tuesday, which is in person. Next week is Easter, and then Jeannie will be speaking, and the Lantern Mantles will be back. We love it when we have live music. There they are, Ashley and Dylan. They're very sweet. I put a couple of things on here I just wanted to call your attention to.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The Forgiveness Prayer Workshop is being offered online by the Arkansas House of Prayer on the 26th of April. So you can find that link, or we can make sure we have it to you by next week, or we can share it on, maybe I'll put it on our Facebook. Okay. I didn't put the link here, but you don't have to go anywhere to participate. But forgiveness prayer is very powerful. And this is something I've already signed up to do. The Ecumenical Buddhist Society is holding an event at 2 o'clock that same afternoon called Finding Common Ground During Polarizing Times. It's being conducted by the Arkansas Alliance of Braver Angels. And it's braving political polarization while preserving relationships. So that's at the Ecumenical Buddhist Society's building on West 3rd. If you haven't been there, it's lovely. The people are lovely. And they hold a lot of really good events there. So I encourage you, if you, I signed up. If anybody else is going, let me know. We can make sure we go at the same time. Jeannie's going to Unity Village in July talk to her about that if you're interested in discovering your divinity. So let's say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. Thank you all for being here. We're going to hear this same thing in song now. And as Russ says, go in love, presence, peace, be the light. And so it is. Thank you all. Blessings.
Yes.